Republican lawmakers introduced a bill that would ban the possibility of ranked choice voting in Wisconsin elections, which would allow voters to rank candidates in order of their preference. The legislation comes in response to a separate Final Five bill introduced that aims to change the current way Wisconsinites would cast their ballots.
Well, through that Final Five proposal, voters select a candidate in the primary and only the top five move on to the general election. It doesn't matter what their party is. It just doesn't have to come down to a Democrat or a Republican. Political reporter Dariel Ferris, you covered on why some GOP lawmakers argue this is a threat to democracy.
Democracy Found is an organization working to address the partisan gridlock through Final Five voting. One of their leaders says the system's goal is to shift electoral competition from the primary election to the general election so that voters have more choice in the elections process. Those in support of the legislation argue it holds elected officials accountable.
What we found is that when you actually talk to voters in Wisconsin and elected officials in Wisconsin, they know we have a problem, particularly in our primaries. We see it more and more both as a policy problem and a political problem.
Republican Senator Dewey Strobel, co-author of the bill to ban ranked choice voting, said in a statement to 27 News that ranked choice voting undermines the principle of one person, one vote, going on to say lawmakers should not be looking to further complicate the process by making voting more confusing for voters and election workers. A group of Republicans in the Assembly and Senate introduced a proposal to implement Final Five voting in Wisconsin elections. I asked Strobel why there was a disagreement with the Republican caucus on the issue. He said ranked choice voting was a solution in search of a problem.